Hey everyone, welcome back. Let's talk about a major milestone from one of the world's largest digital asset managers that directly involves XRP. Grayscale Investments recently took to X to celebrate the one-year anniversary of the Grayscale XRP Trust. And the performance they announced is nothing short of staggering. The trust's net asset value, or NAV, has surged over 400% in just 1 year. This isn't just a celebration. It's a powerful signal about institutional demand and the growing legitimacy of XRP as an asset class. So, let's break down what this means and why it matters for the entire ecosystem. First, a little history. Grayscale first introduced the XRP Trust way back in March 2018. This investment vehicle was designed to give accredited investors a way to gain exposure to XRP without having to directly purchase and store the token themselves. However, in January 2021, Grayscale made the difficult decision to dissolve the trust. This was a direct result of the incredibly challenging market conditions and regulatory uncertainty stemming from the SEC's lawsuit against Ripple. For years, the trust was offline. But then everything changed. Following Judge Annalisa Torres's final judgment, which gave Ripple a partial victory over the SEC, the regulatory cloud began to lift. Seizing this new clarity, Grayscale relaunched its XRP Trust in September 2024. Now, it has been 1 year since that relaunch, and the performance has been explosive. The trust's net asset value per share has skyrocketed from its initial value of $10.85 to the current rate of $55.79. That marks an incredible 414% increase in just 12 months. As of September 5th, the NAV had spiked another 2.5% compared to the previous day. Data from Grayscale shows that the company has issued approximately 301,500 shares to investors in the trust. Crucially, each share represents roughly 19.5 XRP. With this structure, the trust had total assets under management of $16.82 million at the time of the report. This performance is a huge vote of confidence from accredited investors. The Grayscale XRP Trust allows these large-scale investors to gain exposure to XRP within a familiar, regulated framework, and the 400% surge in NAV shows strong and sustained demand for this product. In its anniversary post, Grayscale itself highlighted XRP's strengths, noting that it is the native token of the XRP ledger, XRPL, which is renowned for its speed and low-cost payment capabilities. They are effectively promoting the utility of the asset to their client base. But here's where the story gets even more interesting for the average investor. Despite the remarkable performance of this private trust, Grayscale is aggressively pushing to convert it into a spot-based exchange-traded fund, ETF. Back in January, they filed an S-1 document with the SEC to facilitate this conversion. This move comes several months after Grayscale successfully converted its Bitcoin Trust, GBTC, and its Ethereum Trust into spot ETFs, which trade publicly on exchanges every day. They're now attempting to do the exact same thing for XRP. If approved, shares of this ETF would launch on the Nasdaq, making XRP investment accessible to everyone, not just accredited investors. However, the path to approval isn't straightforward. The SEC has delayed its decision on the application. Recently, Grayscale updated its filing to allow authorized participants to redeem and create the ETF shares using XRP, cash, or in-kind transactions. This flexibility might help address some of the SEC's operational concerns. Now, the regulatory agency has a final deadline of October 2025 to decide whether to approve or disapprove Grayscale's request. So what's the critical takeaway? The 400% surge in the private trust's NAV demonstrates robust institutional appetite for XRP exposure, especially among investors who prefer a regulated wrapper. This strong performance could serve as a compelling data point for the SEC when considering the spot ETF application. A spot ETF would be a monumental catalyst, unlocking billions of dollars in retail and institutional capital. However, it's important to remember that the trust's NAV growth also reflects the overall price appreciation of XRP itself during this bull market. The approval of the ETF is not guaranteed, and the SEC's decision in October remains the next major hurdle. For now, the trust's success is a powerful testament to XRP's recovering reputation and its growing integration into the traditional financial system. What do you think? Does this performance make you more bullish on XRP's future, especially with the ETF decision looming? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please give the video a like and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.